right from the black and white era. It is for your information that the books of all the authors are available outside, and you can get your copy and get it signed. Please give a huge round of applause for the speakers here. Moving on to our next session. नारी तू खुद की खोज में निकल, तू किस लिए हताश है, तू चल तेरे वजूद की समय को भी तलाश है. Embodying this indomitable spirit, transforming every obstacle into an opportunity, may I invite you all to extend a warm and enthusiastic welcome to Smriti Zubeen Irani. Madam Smriti Zubeen Irani is a prominent politician and a TV star. She has been a cabinet minister from 2014 to 2024, a three-time member of parliament. She was India's youngest cabinet minister in Modi 1.0 and 2.0, and the first woman to hold office as union minister for HRD and textiles. She created history in 2019 by defeating the then president of Congress from Amethi, a seat seen as nearly impossible to win by a non-Congress politician. Madam Irani earlier represented Gujarat in the upper house Rajya Sabha. It is a great honor, ma'am, to have you here with us today. May I also introduce another epitome of this indefatigable spirit, Dr. Sumita Mishra, who is a distinguished poet and one of the prominent voices in contemporary Indian literature. An accomplished officer of the Indian Administrative Services, Dr. Mishra currently serves as Financial Commissioner Revenue and Additional Chief Secretary Haryana, where she continues to play a vital role in policy making. She is an entrepreneur and ensures to leave her mark in everything she does. A passionate advocate for literature and culture, she is also the founder chairperson of the Chandigarh Literary Society, under whose guidance numerous literary and cultural initiatives have flourished. Over to you, ma'am.
Good morning, friends. Now, I don't know enough, but is this mic okay now after hearing Sheila ji? मुझे भी मन कर रहा है, bass, bass, जो भी है, ठीक है? Okay. This session, to my mind, is going to be the most exciting session of the day, and that is not to take away from all the other authors and poets who are here today. But for me personally, I think it is the most exciting session. To my mind, a leader is not defined by the titles she holds, but by the storms she has walked through and the grace with which she has kept walking. And I think Smriti ji personifies both that strength and that grace. Welcome, ma'am. Welcome
Thank
to
you.
Chandigarh Lit Fest Spring Edition. It's a great honor to have you with us. She is one person who has always been more than one person. She has been an actor, a politician, a leader, a policy maker, a daughter, a mother, a wife, and she's been all these things all at the same time. Without waiting for any approvals or permissions, she charts her own path. And I think there's a lot that we can learn from her story, from her journey. And we are going to try and share some of that today, ma'am. So let's start at the very beginning, because that's usually a good place to start. Tell us about the 17-year-old Smriti Malhotra, who moved from small apartment in R.K. Puram to the arc lights of Mumbai, who became Tulsi, not only India's, but I think 55 countries' favorite Bahu, iconic Bahu. All of India used to be waiting up at 10:30 p.m. to see what next is happening in Tulsi's life. So tell us about that journey, ma'am.
Well, just to, in the interest of time, at 17, after completing my school education, I was adamant on working, and more adamant on picking a profession where my parents had no influence. I have spent my formative years in Delhi, and almost everybody who was from the upper echelons of society used to, in some way or the other, indicate how important their life's journey is depending on their pedigree. And for the life of me, I could not understand why people would not divorce themselves from the benefactors that they had within their family unit. and why they were not aspiring to be a somebody on their own merit and on their own strength. So I was very adamant on carving a niche for myself, and since my father mostly knew almost everybody in Delhi, Mumbai became that space where I thought that I could aspire to have a profession
Your
independent of him. I did, in the beginning, work in the same segment of the economy that he was a part of. And I realized very early that no matter what my achievements, they were attributed to him. And I think that fueled the fire that I want to particularly now pick a profession, and media was that profession. I still remember my father telling me that normally it's people who are not well read, or for that matter, intellectually nincompoops who would possibly oscillate to the media fraternity, if not for being serious journalists. And I remember going up to a media house which was steeped in journalism to try out for a job. I was shooed away then because I was considered too young to even be mentored. So my father said, well, a journalism institution or a network does not want you. Why would you try your hand in media, especially if you're from a North Indian conservative family? Yes. And I was the first in my family as a female to work.
Wow.
So I picked media. God has been kind that when I picked media, I picked a segment which, I mean, I didn't even know how to adorn myself with, let's say a lipstick or a earring for that matter. And I became a Femina Miss India finalist. I don't
Yes.
look like it right now, but I was once. And for me, that was a ticket to salvation. That was a ticket to freedom. That this is an area where my father cannot influence whether I win or lose. And one thing after the other, from Femina Miss India, I had incurred a huge loan. I needed to pay the loan off. So I took 1 or 2 odd jobs, continued to try my hand at an acting job because that was a great paycheck to have. Sheila ji was speaking before me. It is right that one of my first checks when I introduced a television network called ZTV was 800 rupees
That's huge
for the
that
entire
time.
month.
But still very big for that time.
So women, firstly, were few and far between, and secondly, were very poorly paid. And to sustain myself, the first McDonald's that ever opened in Mumbai, I managed to get a job there, but as somebody who washed the dishes, because I landed up late for that interview, because before that I was doing an interview for Jet Airways, and Jet Airways said I don't have the personality to be a flight stewardess.
Aren't we glad about that?
No, and no wonder the airline shut down. But when I went to the McDonald's interview, I still remember, I told the person interviewing me that अभी तो आपके पास सिर्फ ये नौकरी है, मुझे बताइए मैनेजर कैसे बनते हैं.
Correct.
And that person kept looking at me that, aren't you a bit too ambitious? We are giving you the job of washing dishes. ऐसे नहीं, वो सब ठीक है, ये बताओ मैनेजर कैसे बनते हैं. While I was washing those dishes, I was also auditioning on the day off, and that job was $1,200 a month, which was a better
Big
paycheck
job.
than $800. And you would get a burger free for lunch or for the break that you had. So for me, that was a step
Substantial
up.
attraction.
Very substantial. And I had a $60,000 loan to pay off. So my father told me that if I didn't manage to pay off the loan in 1 year, I would come back and marry a boy he chose for
बस
me.
फिर घर वापस आओ और हम
घर
शादी
वापस
करते
आओ,
हैं.
मैं 60,000 चुका दूंगा,
हाँ, और
लेकिन
हम
आपने
शादी
शादी
करते
कर लेनी है. And I don't know, it's divine intervention that the day my marriage got fixed, a day before, or maybe the same day, I got a show called Kyunki Saas Bhi Kabhi Bahu Thi.
And the rest is history. And the rest is history, as we see.
And just a week before Kyunki Saas Bhi Kabhi Bahu Thi, I was doing the rounds of auditions, and one very famous pressure cooker ad was happening. And I was told by the people who were testing actors for that ad that आप actually ना एक household type जनानी लगते नहीं हो. So imagine I hear that, and the week,
next
in
day
7 days, I
yeah.
get a project which makes me a janani to be looked at every night at 10:30 for a good 8
no,
years.
the ideal bahu.
I think that in my 8 years of doing Kyunki 1, I did not want to be the bahu that you tuned in to see her lipstick, her bindi, her sari. I was very adamant that when you tune in to watch that character, you would tune in to see the issues that she maybe voiced or stood for. It's a great blessing that the person who created the character also was in sync with me. I recognize that even she was given a 10:30 slot in the night because they wanted to get rid of her. At that time, if you remember, Amitabh Bachchan came with Kaun Banega Karodpati. So he was the high point for
Yes, that
the
was
Star
prime time.
Network. And because Ekta Kapoor was Jitender's daughter, they didn't know how to politely tell her that nahi kar sakte ho aap kaam. So they didn't give her a slot which was traditionally watched by people. 10:30 everybody went to sleep. 25, 26 years ago, nobody was
Yeah.
watching TV at that time. So they gave her a 10:30 show thinking ज़्यादा नहीं चलेगा, देखते हैं कितना चलेगा.
I
And
know.
lo and behold, इतना चला that after that she did 9 shows in a row
And
with
it
them.
changed people's sleeping patterns.
It
as-
did,
as-
mercifully. It made for a great paycheck. And then it came to such a pass that the network realized that ये रात को 10:30 बजे जो नहीं देख रहे हैं, क्या वो दोपहर को देख सकते हैं? So the advertisers got together to say, रात वाला slot बहुत महंगा है, let's advertise in the दोपहर वाला slot. And suddenly we were number one on the 10:30 slot, and we were number one in the afternoon slot. So everything then the channel started doing to create a slot, they would play the reruns. So I've had a 26-year journey where many generations of viewers have come and said, अब भी देखा था तुलसी को. And I'm like,
Wonderful. But then I'm told at some point Gopinath Mundeji said to you that social work is not enough.
I
You
was the
need to be in the
USA WHO
policymakers'
ambassador
chair
to
for change.
Yes,
Is that why you joined politics?
No, I'm a third generation RSS person.
Okay.
So my mother, my grandfather both are from the RSS. But I'm the first politician in the family. And before I came into active electoral politics, I was already working with the WHO and USAID in India. If you remember the ORS with zinc, I had the good fortune of introducing it as a goodwill ambassador to India. So in those days, 26 years ago, there used to be something called Bimaru states.
Yes.
So my responsibility was to go and work in health infrastructure for women and children, and especially children who were dying of diarrhea, to create an impact, an advocacy around that issue so that more and more people know how to manage the child's health. And it's that time that I realized no matter how much I travel, no matter what my input as goodwill ambassador or through civil society institutions, if I truly want to create an impact, that's when Mr. Munde told me that you have to be a policy maker.
Yes.
Otherwise, you'll become a voice, a strong voice, but you'll not have impact.
Yes. You
So
won't
in
be able to affect
2003,
change.
when my ambassadorship ended, I did not want to mix the two. So I came into electoral politics. I was 26 years old then. 2004, I fought my first election when I was 27 years old. The
And
rest is
again,
history.
the rest is history. So this has been a series of path-breaking decisions or serendipity. But you've been Union Minister for Human Resource Development, for textiles, for women and child. Such
Minority information broadcasting. Yeah, it's been
Yes,
a,
I was coming to that.
it's been a good
But
mix.
I mean, it would be so difficult to pick from that packed canvas. But is there any initiative or something that you really remember with a sense of great satisfaction and, which is dear to your heart?
So, if we are looking at education for the first time in the history of our country, the National Ranking Framework,
Yes.
which now is a framework through which students
is
pick
so well established
which
now.
university or college to
NIRF.
go to, that was established by me in my tenure. When you look at India's first MOOCs platform, where digital learning is underway, it's called Swayam, that was constituted during my tenure. And I still remember 2014 and 15, people kept saying, "Kaun padega digitally?" Because everybody was
look where
going
the
to
world
brick and
is
mortar
now.
schools. Yes.
Yeah.
So I had that good fortune. And when I took office, I realized that the last time the education policy was made was 30 years before I took office. I was the first ever cabinet ranked female who was serving that position. So I requested the Prime Minister, and he was of the opinion, let's create an ecosystem where we ask everybody to contribute towards the policy. So the base document of what is called the National Education Policy was done by me. As
Brilliant, ma'am.
textile.
Just brilliant.
So I've had the good fortune of, in every ministry that I've served, of creating foundational, I think, policy matters which have now withstood the test of a decade-old government.
And I think that nothing can be more satisfying than that.
Yes, because many a times when you leave a particular post,
Yes.
a lot of your inputs get either revised or reviewed, and something new is established. The fact that every department that I had the good fortune of contributing to continued with my work and
Yes.
made it the foundation of their work, I think is of great
That's the kind of
joy for me.
institution building legacy that one sort of, dreams of.
It is not something which is expected of a 37-year-old first-time minister.
I think the
So-
audience needs to acknowledge
And
that.
so for me, it was a double whammy. When I fought my first election, many people presume that the fact that I had a Saas Bahu Bagra Modi, not many people are forthcoming with their views. I've had the greatest privilege of working in a cabinet where every view of every individual was sought on every policy. So the fact that you learn from that legend to
Yes.
ensure that all of policy is encompassing of everybody's view. The education policy was not made by a few bureaucrats, by a few politicians. Even those who had served in my position as minister, I had reached out to them from the Congress party also to say this is the policy for the country.
Yes.
It's not a policy for one political ideology. So everybody had a contribution. The second thing that you learn from the Prime Minister is that he is very inclined to efficiently use technology.
Yes.
So in the last Civil Service Day, the Technology and Innovation Awards given by the Government of India was for a program called Poshan Tracker,
Yes.
which was established by me. It is the largest technology platform in the world, which has currently 100 million beneficiaries.
And I would
Um,
like to add that I've been in WCD for a short while, and the Poshan Tracker is just a brilliant tool.
So we measure children who are 75 million children below the age of 6 as per WHO standard. To standardize WHO standards in a technology platform, we established it across 1.4 million Anganwadis with 2.2 million female frontline workers. And we did it all in 3 months at no cost to the treasury of the Government of India. So we managed to do that during COVID. And it's 99.6% Aadhaar linked, so that if there was any gunjaish of any leakage, we
Leakage,
stemmed
yes.
that also.
Yes, it's doing multiple things: leakages, the actual progress, the actual health statistics of the children that nutrition is being given to. It's doing a lot of things.
So when
and
you have the good fortune of working with the Prime Minister, one, you leverage technology. Thirdly, I think that you can also go to him and take out of syllabus projects and tell him that this may not have been envisaged, but I would like to do it. So as Minister Textiles, we never had a facility in our country, machinery or raw material to make PPE kits. Never in the history of India.
Yes.
Our yearly imports used to be around 55,000 suits only. So when COVID hit, suddenly there was a global lockdown and you have to make PPEs as per WHO standard. And WHO gave us the standards, the world received WHO standards on the last day of February in the night. And the
Okay.
next morning there was a lockdown. So I still remember assuring the Prime Minister that we in India can get this done. He gave us a deadline. He said, "Itne mein ho jayega time mein," because we computed sitting with health. Preeti Sudan used to be health secretary.
Yes.
Ravi Kapoor was secretary textiles. So between Ms. Sudan, Mr. Kapoor, and the CABSEC, they sat down to say how long does Mrs. Irani have. We took at least a month, and we were supposed to streamline production, start production in a country which did not have its machines or raw material. So we found a lady in Phagwara who used to export some material which is needed to the US. And because of the lockdown, the material got
Was
left
here.
back in Phagwara. So we found the lady, we called her. We said, "Do you have the material?" She said, "Yes, but because I can't export it to the US, I may have to declare bankruptcy." So we called the Department of Finance to say, "Don't let her declare bankruptcy."
Okay.
Because she has the raw material that we may need. We sent somebody from the local police station to get that material. We called up Coimbatore because that was the only textile lab which was available for testing. We called the scientists in. We had Indian Railways run a train.
Okay.
And while they were running it, we said that where is the machine? The machine was in Japan. Then we said we don't have sarkari paisa to get that machine. How do we do this? So we called the aviation minister. We said if we can get your flight, I can arrange for somebody to pay for that machine. Then we found a manufacturer in Gurgaon, Gautam Nair, who's Meera Nair's brother. And I told Gautam, I said, Gautam, he said, machine la do, raw material la do, मैं अपने पैसे से बना दूंगा. So I called Anil Agarwal of Vedanta. And I said, Anil ji, थोड़े पैसे दान कर सकते हो? He said, हाँ, किसको पैसे दान करने? He's there. His son passed away. So he said, किसको पैसे दान करने हैं? मैंने कहा वो जापानी कंपनी है, उसको दान कर दो, हमको 30 machines चाहिए. So this is how we actually made it. So 30 machines flew down. I still remember calling Mr. Jaishankar saying, मेरे को बस, he said, this is the weirdest request, I'll just get it done. So then Gautam made those suits. In the middle of all of that, if you remember, all offices were shut.
Yes.
So my Mantralaya was turned into a war room. And we were 60 of us across the country who were coordinating this project. So I had one joint secretary running to me in the corridor. I still remember saying, ma'am, हम ना वो swab भी बना सकते हैं. At that time, we were importing from China $2,200 का एक suit, something like that, subject to that correction. And the swab was also 10 रुपए का. I said, we are 140 crore people. Swab महंगा पड़ेगा, क्या करें? तो he said, मेरी बात हो गई है, जॉनसन का जो ईयरबड होता है, वो नली हमको वो लोग डोनेट कर देंगे. तो मैंने कहा भाई आगे पीछे का क्या करेंगे? तो he said, ये फला एक इंडस्ट्री है, इसका वेस्ट मटेरियल एक्चुअली स्वॉब का मटेरियल होता है. सो आई कॉल दैट इंडस्ट्री टू से दान दे दो. जैसे ठीक है, किसको देना है? ऐसे पुणे में 2 कंपनियां हैं, वो बिल्कुल SMEs हैं, छोटी सी, उनके पास पैसे नहीं है कि मटेरियल भी अपने यहाँ तक ले आए. सो दे डोनेटेड द मटेरियल. जॉनसन एंड जॉनसन से वी गॉट दैट डंडी. देन वी कॉल द इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ वायरोलॉजी, दे टेस्टेड. सो वी गॉट द स्वॉब मेड, वी गॉट द PPE सूट मेड. तो जो चीज़ 2200 रुपये की पड़ रही थी वो 120 रुपये में हिंदुस्तान ने बना दी. वी वर 0 companies in March. I think by May there were 1100 companies, and by June we were the second largest exporters in the world, without a rupee spent again from government for any subsidy.
What a fascinating story.
So that's what you get to do if you're a part of Modi's cabinet. Everybody works together, and that includes public-private sector. All you have to do is pick up the phone. I think we as citizens are very well-meaning. That even if हम पे गाज गिर रही है, if we call and tell another citizen, ये कर दो यार, देश के लिए कर दो, they never say no. I think that is the beauty of being
people
an Indian.
But I think people respond जहाँ नीयत साफ है, and I think that's one of the things that you would have been able to convey.
I think we as a country
that it was
knew
for a
that.
larger good.
Yes, we as a country. I still remember in New York, somebody at the UN made a statement because I was holding double charge of women and child and textiles. So I think the UN Secretary General possibly made a statement that we are very worried. Women in India must be getting beaten up at home because they're all homebound. I still remember calling up New York. I said, इनको कहाँ से ये कहाँ से पता?
What is the source?
No, it's his fear. मैंने कहा, you think Indian men are so horrid that just because there's a lockdown, they will be beating up every woman at home? So we made them withdraw that statement. I said, ये withdraw करो आप. So in the middle of all of this, you have a family which knows that if you are outside, you are exposed. So you are cut away from the family physically.
Yes.
And you have officers. I mean, there have been times when the officer's wife is calling me at 12 in the night to say, I think I need to get my husband tested, ma'am. Don't let him report tomorrow to work because he'll not listen to me. So I was also doing that counseling with officers who say, mat aana kal, test karo pehle. So I think my experience of working with officers, with private sector, with just general citizens at that time, actually gave me the satisfaction. This is why I became a policy maker. That when things are looking as though they are a challenge for your country or your society, this is when everybody comes together and we make history.
But that's also what a true leader does. Pull together people. And I think that the story you've shared, not story, the real.
I remember when the Prime Minister addressed the nation and he said, and we had no clue that he will tell the country that we are self-sufficient in PPE suits. The joy, we were all dancing, we had no idea. We were all calling each other. Suna PM ne kya bola?
Behind the scenes story of grit and courage and determination.
So you also have to have a boss who says, Karo, I have your back. So we became what we became because the Prime Minister said that you do this, we'll deal with it, don't worry.
Ma'am, changing track, in 2021 you wrote Lal Salam.
Yes.
A very unusual subject. It was about the CRPF personnel who were attacked in Dantewada.
Dantewada, yeah.
How did you choose?
Supposedly.
How did you
It's a
choose
fiction.
this topic, and how hard was it to write with everything else that you were doing?
So again, COVID. So I'm somebody who barely possibly sleeps 2-3 hours a night.
Really?
Yeah. So
And looks like this. Wonderful.
I look like this
I'm
because
sorry.
I'm sleeping for 2-3 hours. I suspect I may look a tad bit better if
No,
I
we
had an
think you
8-hour
look great.
sleep routine and some beauty regimen with me. But
No, ma'am, whatever it is, it's working, I assure you. But back
it
to
must
the
be
book.
the Punjabi Bengali genes I have. I can't attribute it to anything else. Yep. So for me, I was a part of a television debate a decade before that, where the attack in Dantewada had happened, and one of the panelists on that television debate made some very, very callous and disrespectful remarks. कि अगर आपने वर्दी पहनी है तो फिर ये तो होगा ही Naxal belt में. So I was extremely outraged, and I think that rage was something that was suppressed for a period of time. I've had members in my family who have served in the armed forces. I have seen the sacrifice of the paramilitary forces up at close quarters. I've had colleagues who work in various segments of internal security. So, from all my experiences of hearing, serving, I wanted to write not a factual account, a fictionalized account, and that turned into Lal Salam. And I think a lot of people were in the literary circles a bit gobsmacked because they thought politician hai, तो फिर कुछ ऐसा ही लिखा होगा memoir type.
Some
Yeah,
saga
कुछ
about what
हाँ, some nonsense Asbo I must have written. So I still remember the gentleman Sanjay who does the Jaipur Lit Fest and who is known as a better knower of the right wing. So the first person I called was Sanjay. I said, "Tum padho aur batao, how bad is it?" So everybody who never had an expectation of the fact that I could write, they are the ones who called up to say, "Damn, it reads well." I said, "Chalo."
That's your clue to get the book.
Yeah, and I suppose my publisher
No,
here
the
is
book-
one of the
the-
sponsors, Westland.
They're a part of our publishing partners, yes. So do get the book. It is a very, I think ma'am has said it well. that
It's a thriller, it's not.
It's a very unexpected and
Book.
brilliant read.
Yes.
You've always, you just refused to be slaughtered your whole life. I think bachpan mein you must have been a bit of a rebel when, as you have yourself shared, ki nahi, I didn't want the family safety nets with me. Now, Haryana, Punjab mein na ek phrase hai, daddy aurat. Do you think you're a daddy aurat? Do you think we need
I
more
don't know,
of them?
ask the men who had to deal
Do
with
you
me.
think we need more?
Am I
more
daddy
of
or
that-
not, they will tell you.
That, because that's
I
a
think I've had a
fearless-
very volatile genetic pool that I belong to.
Okay.
So my mother is a Bengali, my dadi is a Maratha, and my dada is a Punjabi. So I said there is no part of my genetic pool which is not explosive.
True.
I mean, we've literally had stories from my mother's side of the family in what was then undivided Bengal of her grandmother confronting dacoits with something called koita. What you see in Makali's hand, that is something which she used to chop off the nose of a dacoit. So that was a legend in her village. So I said, no wonder I am the way I am. It's not my fault.
So yes, a history of fiery women.
Yes.
So, and you've seen your share of ups and downs. You've been a giant killer. You've been,
I was barely a giant, yes.
well, you've seen so many shades and phases of life, and you have, as I said right at the beginning, done everything your way with a certain degree of grace and nonchalance, if I can say that.
I don't know about grace, but
So what
nonchalance,
keeps
yes.
yeah, exactly, because that's the feeling I get from you, a certain nonchalance. ठीक है, it's all part of some big cosmic game. So what keeps Smriti Irani going? What is it? What are your mantras for?
I have no mantra.
Okay, you just sort of
I
take
just
it as
am.
it comes.
Yeah. I think things kind of take me as I come. It's the other way around. I don't take things as they come.
Talking of gender, what would be? I mean, okay, I have a list, but I'm trying to make it narrow. What would be the one thing that you think needs to shift or change in societal terms for some of the gender asymmetries that exist today to go away or lessen?
I think that we have to be civilizationally literate enough to know that on many things we have gone back and not ahead. For instance, a country where there was a legislation for prevention of sexual harassment at the workplace in 2013, that same country has a civilizational history of having an Arthashastra,
Yeah.
which is how many years ago? 2000?
Yeah, Chanakya.
And at that time in Arthashastra, there is genuinely a defined punishment by the Raja for those who harass a woman who's working in the kingdom.
Okay.
We've had permanent commission for women in the Indian Armed Forces now, but in that same era, we've had women who are a part of the king's bodyguard system and part of armies.
Okay.
We all read a granth like Mahabharata.
Hmm.
Draupadi as a persona that we have possibly seen through many television networks was also astute in how to manage armies and administration and the treasury. So we have never
And she was
studied our
taught
own,
all that.
we have never studied our own history. So when you say Dadi Aurat, if I look at only women of North India,
Yeah.
so I tell a lot of my people कि मेरी तो कौम ही ऐसी है कि हमारे यहाँ पे तो औरतों ने भी तलवारें उठाई हैं. That when challenged, we have walked into fire ourselves, we've picked up the sword, we've defended the country. We've
Yes.
had that history.
Yeah.
Now when you talk of gender, you have to actually reminisce as to what went wrong
Huh.
in those years where we societally had that acceptance. We've had female rulers.
Hmm.
So we were not somebody who was living in the dark ages.
Hmm.
So if a society which had a female head of state existed in many kingdoms across India, then why is it that we are always labeled as gender unjust, as a civilization, as a nation? So somewhere our history, there has been either a distortion or how we've perceived ourselves, there has been a distortion. So I feel that as a country, while we are one of the most vibrant democracy, we also need to recognize that we are a civilization which is accelerated.
Yes.
And you have to have a balanced view of both. So when you ask me why I am the way I am, I have to drag your attention to my legacy and my genetic pool.
Yeah.
That this is my ancestry. That even if I have my mother's side of the family, the ancestry was the men are out to work, but the women were defending what was their land, their home, with weapons. That does not happen in a society that has kept women boxed up. Jhansi ki Rani actually went on a horse, tied a child to her back, drew a sword against the British Empire, and men were a part of her army. And that is why, as a country today, it is not a surprise where the commander-in-chief of the armed forces is a female, the president of India. The men of my country are not taken aback by that, because
Yeah.
civilizationally, genetically, we're used to having women lead the front.
And here's to seeing more and more women in positions of power, of decision making, because I think that is something that is empowering for
Women
society
are
as a
decision
whole.
makers. Some are smart enough not to tell people that they are decision makers.
No, I think we shouldn't be ashamed of telling
That's
that
the
we
only
are
difference. See, there are women nodding. They don't want to be highlighted that they are the decision makers, they are pulling the ropes. And men also will nod. Ki, yes, yes, I am the man of the house, I have my wife's permission to say so.
Okay, now that you mentioned man of the house and wife's permission, that brings me back to Kyuki Saasvi Bahu Part 2. Did you expect the kind of stupendous success
Of
after
course I did.
16 years?
Otherwise I would never do it.
Okay, because people seem to be, or media seem to be, like
They are shocked. I am
shocked
not.
by the TRPs and the numbers. And
I think what happens is कि हमारी फितरत ऐसी हो जाती है कि हमें पत्थर मारना बड़ा पसंद आ जाता है कि अरे ये बन गया माँ पत्थर, ये नहीं कि इसकी तरह बन जाओ. I am not exception. I am just an example, right? So people may be surprised who had, and I've had too many obituaries written about me. So people may be surprised, But I've always not dependent on the ecosystem of narratives. I've dependent fully on how I know my country, my culture, my people to be, and how I know my talent can then be leveraged, knowing what I know. So I always knew that this will happen, and it takes time to kind of establish a particular impact. And what is wondrous about that time is that's when you know who was itching to hit you.
Yeah, yeah. It exposes the people who've been praying for your failure.
Yes, which is good. It always keeps you balanced. It never lets you lose your mind. Because you have to be always mindful. Again, when I take a civilizational context, हमारे धर्म में, मेरे धर्म में भगवान कहता है भगवान का दर्शन करो. तो हम जब कहते हैं भगवान का दर्शन करो, हम क्या करते हैं? हाथ जोड़ के आंखें बंद कर लेते हैं. भगवान कह रहे हैं देखो, दर्शन लो. तो मैंने कभी आंखें बंद नहीं की. आई हैव ऑलवेज केप्ट माय आईज ओपन व्हाइल आई बाउड माई सेल्फ इन ग्रैटिट्यूड. So if you look at people, if you talk to people, I mean, I had, in fact, when you'd invited me for this, I said that leave the floor open for anybody to ask any question. Normally, media and political personalities don't leave it open. कि कब क्या बोल रहा है कौन, इतने सारे कैमरा चल रहे हैं, भगवान जाने, फिर नाश हो जाएगा. But I have lived my life by being open enough to say, let's all have a conversation. That's how a democracy flourishes, when there is participation. We may not all agree on everything, but we can all agree to disagree respectfully.
Absolutely.
That's the best that we can do in a democracy.
Absolutely. So, ma'am, winding up, heading towards winding up, what's next for Smriti Irani?
I don't know.
You have to give us some clue, you know.
So
is it
I'm
more acting,
now,
another book?
No, I'm
something at the
not
international
book
scale.
needs a
You've been
lot of
working with
discipline.
women and
Yes, so I am
education,
going.
empowerment a lot.
I am now at a time period where I'm going to 300 cities in India, helping 1 lakh women-owned businesses.
Wonderful.
I'm
ma'am.
hoping to help at least 200 companies which are completely women-owned or
Okay.
dominantly women-owned to be listed in the stock exchange.
What a great vision, ma'am.
So that is what I'm doing for the next 2 years.
What a fantastic vision.
Because I believe that when women have money, they know how to take care of their rights.
Absolutely. And
So
what
they don't
you're
need
trying
sympathy.
to do is
They don't-
entrepreneurship, ma'am.
Yes.
Which is actually, again, economic decision making of power, because they're not just suppliers of labor, but they bring together the animal forces of running a business, of creating something.
I love the description of animal forces.
Oh, that's Keynesian, ma'am. Animal spirits. That's Keynesian phrase. So I think each one of us in this room would wish tremendous success to
Thank you.
that goal that you have now kept. And before we open the floor for a few questions, I have a rapid fire for you.
Acha, you're doing a Karan Johar on me. Come on.
No. Karan Johar is too spicy. This is relatively safe. Power, popularity, or respect?
Popularity or respect? Never aspire for both.
I must
Aspire
say,
for
which one?
aspire for perfection as much as you can.
That's a new
The
option.
other two will follow.
Great. Cats or dogs?
Human beings.
Ma'am, I meant as pets. Pets. Only pets.
You know, I'm a housewife with juggling 3 kids, 2
Nobody
careers,
has said something
and a
further from
husband
the
for the
truth.
past 30 years.
I absolutely
My
refuse to
husband can
accept
afford the 5 pets that we have. I have to afford everybody else and
Okay.
balance everybody out.
that. So
I can't afford
the
to have a
pets
pet because I am nurturing everybody else's pets in my family.
okay, now you do sound
I'm talking like a typical housewife,
yes, I was
but
going to
sorry,
say
that is
now
the
you
honest
do
to
sound
God
like a
truth.
housewife, because I remember
But I am
hearing
one.
the same, that you people want to keep the dogs and
This
I
is
have to look
everybody's
after
story.
them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And after they bring the dog home, they don't care for it. You have to care for it.
We've all heard that, yes.
Yes, thank
Yes.
you. So all my kids, my husband, मैं उन्हीं का काम कर रही होती हूँ. And then they give you that look.
मैम आपकी दुखती
तुम-
रग छेड़ ही दी हमने.
हाँ, don't ask.
Okay, walk, yoga or gym?
Do I look like a walk, yoga or gym person?
Like, in
I'm
this
a
you have to
paratha
choose.
person. I'm a naan person. सफेद मक्खन लाओ, अजवाइन का पराठा लाओ, गाजर का हलवा लाओ,
ये सारे
छोले लाओ.
जवाब ना आप आउट ऑफ कोर्स दे रहे हो मैम.
मैं आउट ऑफ सिलेबस इंसान हूँ भाई.
I think that deserves a round of applause. Okay. Favorite female character from Indian history or mythology?
I don't.
You can't answer, ma'am. will answer.
Durga is a god. She is not myth.
Hmm.
And that is a god I pray to every morning.
Yes.
And give my gratitude to her every time I go to sleep. So I very respectfully told my parents that, for me, Durga and Shiva, Ma and Baba. So yeah, she's not a myth.
Shiv and Shakti.
Yes.
Your greatest strength is?
I don't know, being Mophat.
I think it's
Which
being
is also
just
the
yourself.
greatest cause for my troubles.
Just you is your greatest strength, I think. Just
Maybe.
being you.
Maybe.
Okay, can you complete the sentence? Tomorrow is
Today, now.
beautiful. A round of applause for Madam Smriti Irani. Couple of quick questions because that's, I think, all we have time for. Somebody has a mic in the audience. Babu, please, ma'am.
Ma'am, we take this opportunity to welcome you here. And a question that I have is regarding the Women Reservation Act 2023. See, if it is in the education sector or the job sector, it is kind of taken on well. But when it comes into politics, then people apprehend that this is going to be a proxy rule by the men. Just because they cannot contest election, it has been reserved for women.
That's
Because-
what they said about women in panchayats.
Yes, I'm just coming to it. So,
You'll
ma'am,
have to be quick with the question because
yeah.
other
If
people
if
want
it is a call, then does she need reservation?
Yes,
How?
because otherwise there will be no legislative compulsion to give her that opportunity.
I think we have the experience
So
of the
women who are
panchayats.
in panchayats had 50% reservation, but 65% of them win, even from non-reserved seats. That's because people's experience as voters has been that they have been extremely efficient, and HDI levels in places where women have given their service have done much better than those areas where women are not in those constitutional positions. So the fact that you gave 50% reservation, 65% of them, and this is exactly the kind of fear mongering which happened when their reservation was done.
Next question, Mukta, quickly.
हाय मैम आई एम टीम लीडर टीम मेंबर आपके लिए क्वेश्चन ये एक पोइट्री है छोटी सी जो हमारा रिचुअल है CLS का सब स्मृति ईरानी और तुलसी ईरानी को बहुत अच्छे से जानते हैं टीवी हो या पॉलिटिक्स आपकी कही हर बात को मानते हैं छोटी सी उम्र में ही आपने टीवी जगत के हर किस्से में छा गए मुबारक हो सबको शांति निकेतन में तुलसी जी फिर वापस आ गए थैंक यू सो मच
Okay,
Thank you, very
last
kind of
question,
you.
Last question.
And the gentleman there wants
Yeah.
to ask. I can see a particular gentleman walking.
Lot of the ladies are there, so something from the gentleman also. Yeah, I am
No,
from the
that particular
corporate.
gentleman is related to me.
Yes,
Who's walking towards us.
just
Yeah.
I am from corporate HR world, as well as I am a textile man. So there is something to rhyme about. My question is slightly different. In the present context, you just said I am the one here only. So I recall the Boman Irani's tweet just now. He said that.
Short question. Can you just come to the question, please?
Yeah, he said writing to Trump, Smriti Irani, Aruna Irani, and me, Boman Irani, they are ready to host Trump. So, in this present context of Trump and episode, what do you say in terms of India?
Well,
should be?
I sure hope so that you understand that Baman was joking.
Joking, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I hope that your understanding of geopolitics is not that skewed.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well,
okay.
in that same spirit of mazak, let me say at least one Irani in this country exists who says जब तक हिसाब बराबर ना हो जंग जारी रहेगी.
Correct. Exactly, this is what I expected.
Thank you very much, ma'am. We would have loved to continue talking, and but I think it your
हाँ जी सर, हाँ जी,
मैम हिंदी में पूछ सकता हूँ
हाँ जी बिल्कुल सर.
क्या अगला चुनाव भी आप रायबरेली से लड़ेंगी क्या?
सर मैंने चुनाव रायबरेली से कभी लड़ा ही नहीं. मैंने
अमेठी
अमेठी से
सॉरी
लड़ा.
सॉरी अमेठी एंड रायबरेली वो
सर वो तो मेरी पार्टी डिसाइड करेगी. सवाल आपको ये पूछना चाहिए कि क्या अगला चुनाव वो मुझसे लड़ना चाहेंगे.
हाँ जी यू आर राइट.
Wow. A big round of applause for ma'am. Thank you so much for being with us here today and for sharing some of your journey and some of your fabulous insights which again reflect your spirit. the indomitable Smriti Irani. Thank you.
Irani. I would also request Mr. Afan Yesvi, Director of Pashmira Textile, to do the same. किसी भी कार्यक्रम की खूबसूरती उसके विषय में नहीं बल्कि उसमें शामिल लोगों की ऊर्जा से होती है. तालियां बजती रहनी चाहिए. Moving on to